This is a video I've been meaning to make a while, and I'll use Ryan Garcia as an example. Ryan did not lose because of the weight. He did not lose because of the mold in his camp. Ryan lost because he lacks basic fundamentals and he doesn't know how to make adjustments. I started a series a while ago. It was the downfall series. So I'll discuss why fighters lose and why they go on losing streaks or they lose that spark. You got guys like Adrian Broner, who's a big example of a guy who, whether you like him or not, I thought he was going to be a little bit further in his career. He was very dominant at 135. He skipped 140 and went straight up to 147, which was stupid. You got guys like Wilder, super hard power puncher. But what I discovered is the series was going to get a little redundant, and I kept saying the same thing, so I kind of stopped it. And the redundancy was because most of the time, when guys move up to elite level competition, the other fighter is able to take your punch. They're able to take your best punch. Maybe once or twice or 3 or 4 times, but they could take your best punch. So if you're relying solely on power, everybody towards the top has a decent chin. All right, these are not going to be the guys you hit one time and knock them out. For the most part, everybody at the top got heart. They're going to get up if they can get up. Everybody at the top knows their limitations and knows how to work within those limitations. Meaning, even if you're faster than me, I've adapted different methods of timing, distance, to nullify you being faster than me. Right? I didn't get here by not knowing anything. I figured out a way to work around me being slower than most of my opponents. And so in Ryan's case, Ryan has one punch that he can throw at a time, and he prefers the left hook. Right? Ryan hips are spring-loaded for the left hook. If you look at his hips take away his right hand. Just the positioning of his body takes away any torque on that right hand, right? His hips are loaded. They're kind of open a little bit so he can basically whip that left hand in there. If you do not come forward, he has no left hand. His whole goal is to catch you coming in and simply hitting you with a check left hook, timing you. Or he'll gradually move into position. And if you're dumb enough to just stand there in a high guard or something, once you begin to open up, he'll catch you there. But if you maintain your distance, the left hand is null and void. There's nothing he can do for it, right? You just took the left hand away. The right hand, he doesn't use it much other than when he's going on attack. So you see in the second round to where he kind of went forward and he was going on attack. He may throw, a quick left hand, right hand combination because, again, he's able to kind of sway his hips back towards the right side. So he's throwing the 2, and then he's able to he's throwing the 3, then he's able to throw the 2. So he throws the combination kind of backwards instead of the 2-3. That's Ryan. That's his whole game plan. He doesn't jab like he should. He doesn't move his feet like he should. He doesn't move his head like he should. He doesn't do any of this. And Tank knew this. Tank knew this was going to be an easy fight, but he sold the fight. Right? He sold it completely. Even with the rehydration clause, I don't even know how genius. I don't know if they knew how genius that was, because it makes it seem like he had something to be worried about, but it didn't matter. That doesn't matter. Ryan was going to be the same Ryan anyway, because Ryan is always the same Ryan. And if you study any of Ryan's film, even prior to the tank, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. He needs to maintain a certain foot position to throw that left hook. He cannot really throw it going forward. It takes a lot off, right? He can still throw it, but if you look at it, it's not the same punch. It takes a lot of the power off going forward. If he moves back, he's not really throwing the same punch. His feet pretty much have to be planted. And then he's going to whip it around, and he's going to catch you with it. And most of the time it's on the chin. And that's why Ryan lost. And that's why a lot of fighters lost. I feel like these coaches are getting a guy that's like athletic. And I noticed this long. I'm talking about way back with like Antoine Douglas and stuff. I feel like they're getting guys that are athletic, or they're getting guys that hit hard, and they're fast tracking them, right? And the coach is almost robbing the bank because they're getting paid for nothing essentially, because they're not teaching them the base. This is the jab. This is how you pivot out, right? Move your head when you do. They're not teaching them the basics, right? They're letting them come in and set up this big right hand or the big left hook. Most of these guys, their cardio is not there. And take guys like Wilder. Cardio is not there. The fundamentals are not there. The adjustments are not. They're teaching them almost nothing, but the guys are getting away with it because they haven't met the person who understands it, right? They haven't met their match. But once they go up closer and closer towards the top, and people watching more and more film on them and looking at more and more of these bad habits, eventually someone's going to come up with a game plan to nullify everything you do. And then everybody else is going to use that game plan. And the losses are going to start piling up. You have to learn the fundamentals. You have to. You got to move your head off the center line. You have to. You have to pivot out after combinations, right? When you're going back, you got to pivot out. You cannot go straight back. All these bad habits are supposed to be corrected before you are in title contention, before you're on pay-per-view in front of everybody, before you are leading cards. All of these things must be corrected. If they're not, we're going to see a whole bunch of fighters get upset over and over. Teofimo Lopez, Fandor, who's Alan Babrick, whatever the dude just got knocked out. We're going to see a whole bunch of people get upset because when they step up in competition and they step up to some of these trainers that are actually training their fighters, that are actually watching film, you're going to see that they're going to get out game plan. They're going to get outworked. And the athleticism is relative, right? You're as fast as the slowest person that can hit you. You're as powerful as the person who can take your punch, right? If I could take your punch for 12 rounds, it doesn't matter how hard you hit. You understand? If I could take your punch, then your power doesn't matter. The fact that you hit hard doesn't mean anything if I can take your punch. Now at this point, you have to outwork me, outpoint me, right? Or maybe set something up to where you can hit me with a punch that I didn't see. All right? And that's why Ryan lost. Ryan hit a wall. And he was going to hit this wall probably against Shakur. He was going to hit this wall probably against Devin, right? If he more likely would hit the wall against Josh Taylor. Guarantee he would have hit the wall against Josh Taylor. Regis, he probably would have hit the wall. He probably would have got Sabril. Don't get me wrong. Sabril kind of walks in and it could be a one-trick pony at a time. He probably could have got Sabril. But he was going to lose to somebody. He just picked the person who was going to pay him the most to beat him.